Hi and welcome to PM Pocket Series. Today we are going to discuss one of the most important topic, and that is team. Now this team topic I'm going to discuss in multiple pocket series because I want to limit this series for 5 to 10 minutes. So today I'm going to discuss Tuchman ladder and I'm going to use it to explain as much as we can in these 10 minutes. So let's go. Team, also known as resource topic into the PMP, is one of the most important topic. So what do we make? We called it as a resource. So the plan that defines this resource is called as resource management plan. So resource management plan talk about how resource management plan talk about how you are going to acquire the team, which type of team is needed, how you are going to acquire, how you are going to develop the team, how you are going to manage that team, how you are going to monitor and control that team. So the entire resource is all about how you manage the resources. I want to put something here. Resources are actually of 4 types: manpower, material, machinery and money, but we are talking here about manpower only. So the first thing, that is the most important thing that you need to decide in the resource, is which type of team do you need. Do you need a physical team, or do you need a virtual team, or maybe you need a hybrid of both? You need a hybrid of both. Whatever team you need, you decide on that. Okay, I need physical team, I need virtual team, or whatever that team you need. You decide about that pattern team and you put in the resource management plan. Now when we are deciding that team, or when the team is decided, one of the things that we basically do is pre-assignment. Even if the resource team comes there, before that we provide them some pre-assignment. Hey, before coming this, maybe you need to take this training, or you need to learn this software, or you need to do this thing. Some things can be a pre-assignment that can be provided that. And when you are hiring resources, we do assessment surveys. It can be SWOT analysis, it can be DISC, attitudinal survey, behavior surveys, to understand which type of resources you are acquiring, or even before acquiring. These two things overlap when you are hiring the resources, just to know, okay, are we getting the right resources in our team or not. That is a very particular thing, that we want to get a right resources in the team. Once the resources are there, the first thing is that we make team charter. Now team charter is a document that has ground rules, and ground rules defined. Ground rules or team charter can also be known as working agreement, way of working, whatever. Initially the team charter is made by the project manager, but eventually it must be made and approved by the team. This is very important, and for PMP exam, that these things are made by project manager and then later team members. What are the values we are gonna agree in the project, what are the vision, how we are gonna handle decision, like which decision techniques we are going to use, all those things are mentioned in the team charter. It's an important document that we agree in the initial stage. Okay, this is the team charter and we want to establish that thing. In the starting, the Tuchman ladder is called as a forming stage. The project manager is more of a directive in nature, and he is giving them directions. Okay, these are your roles and responsibilities, and you need to do, every person needs to do in this way or that way, etc., etc. Everyone's roles and responsibility are provided. Everyone tries to give their best, but at a particular level. No one is going into details. Everyone wants to show their best self to all of the people. It's a more of a forming stage. Okay, let me go to the Tuchman ladder. Oh, yeah. So Tuchman ladder is of 5 stages, and we just discussed the forming stage of the Tuchman ladder. Tuchman ladder is also called as stages of team. How the team develop through that. So let's say this is time, this is productivity. Forming stage will be here, productivity is less. Here you make team charter, ground rules, and the role of the project manager is more of a as I said, directive in nature. Slowly what happens, team was doing very well. Now the team starts fighting with each other, teams start influencing their roles, teams start saying no, this way is the right way or that way is the right way. So we go into the storming phase. The second phase is known as storming phase. Here project manager need to be act like a coach. He needs to listen to the team members. He need to listen to the team member, understand, use active listening. Active listening is basically understanding the person and the body language, what they are trying to say, paraphrasing, listening even the unseen words, or what is the behind meaning or the motivation behind that. He need to listen to them. He needs to use emotional intelligence, EQ. Emotional intelligence is a combination of 5 things. First of all, self-awareness. He need to understand about himself. Like, in order to understand others, first he needs to understand himself. Self-awareness is most important. Then self-manage. Before managing them, he needs to manage himself. Social skills, how he can understand them. Then motivation. What are the motivation of other person? And then he needs to have empathy. Like feeling what other person is feeling when they are talking about their pains, what they were feeling about that. So that is a very important thing. 5 things in emotional intelligence: self-awareness, self-management, social skill, motivation, and empathy. 5 things. He need to have that skill. Emotional intelligence is made famous by Daniel Goleman. It's a skill. You can always learn this skill. You can always improve on this skill. Emotional intelligence. Now let's go to a little bit of a motivation. While using the emotional intelligence, he also needs to understand their motivation. What is basically the motivation behind each team member? It's a very important thing. The motivation of each team member. There are multiple motivational theory. The first one, Abraham Maslow hierarchy of need, which says that unless the below needs like security, food, water, those things are not provided, we will not even think about the higher needs, creativity, things like that. What does that mean actually? For layman word, if you haven't had proper sleep, if you haven't had food, you will not even think about other people. You will first think about yourself. Unless, that's why it's a pyramid. Unless bad pyramid, my drawing is something like this. Unless your lower needs are not satisfied, you don't think about others people need. You don't think about creativity, love, belongings. Your basic needs, food, water, shelter, life, health has to be there. Then you will think about other things. This is Maslow hierarchy of need. It's a very important psychological need. Second is Herzberg theory of motivation. Herzberg theory of motivation. It is actually derived from the Abraham Maslow theory. Herzberg said that there are 2 things. One is hygiene agent and the other is motivating agent. Hygiene agents, if they are not present, please understand this thing. If they are not present, person become demotivated. But no matter how much more you present it, you will not get motivated. If it is not present, you will become demotivated. But no matter how much you increase it, you will not get motivated. Salary comes as a hygiene agent. Working environment comes as a hygiene agent. Like if the working environment is good, that's a good thing. But then we take it for granted. It is not something that you go and work for. Same goes for the salary. What motivates us? Opportunity, growth, learning, giving back to the community. That motivates the people according to Herzberg theory of motivation. Then we have theory X, which says that people don't like to work. You need to continuously monitor them. Do put in the chat box which theory you follow. Theory X, you monitor your people always, or you give them an environment and let them grow. You don't monitor them. You believe people like to work. Then we have the next one is expectancy theory. Expectancy theory says that people expect what the people believe, but the people expect they will behave like that way. For example, I expect once you watch the video, then you will learn something, and that makes me happy. That is kind of my Herzberg motivating agent, and that's my expectancy from there. That you can see. Now from my side, this is not a some hygiene thing. My hygiene things are there. I have marker, my lights are okay. This is a motivating agent. This is kind of growth opportunity to connect with you. Like when someone email me or message me, or my student cleared, that I cleared because of your help. So that is something that's a motivating agent towards me. So expectancy theory, I expect this will help you pass, so I keep on making this thing. The last is Macklin's theory of achievement. Macklin said that people are either motivated by power, achievement, or affiliation. He actually made these three circles: power, achievement, and affiliation, and he said that people are motivated along this way. So we were at the storming stage. Project manager needs to use emotional intelligence and understand why the conflict is there. I'm gonna come to the like the stages of the conflict, but he needs to listen to people. He needs to use emotional intelligence, which is self-awareness, self-management, social skills, empathy, motivation, and he needs to master what are the different motivational theory behind why persons are get motivated. Then he needs to address what is the level of the conflict at which project is working currently. The level of conflict at which project is currently working. There are 5 levels of conflict, or I would say stages of conflict. Stage 1, stage 2, stage 3, stage 4, stage 5. Stage 1 is basically it's kind of a disagreement. Okay, it's kind of a problem story. Level 1 is problem to be solved. We are here solving a problem to be solved. We are trying to solve a problem. Language here is kind of a open, and people are trying to solve the problem. At this level, project manager does not interfere, let the team work together. But if the conflict is escalated to level 2, here this level is called as disagreement. Now here the language becomes more of a close, and we start blaming each other. No, this happened because of you, because of this. So at this level, he needs to interfere and he needs to work into that. That is disagreement. If the conflict is further escalated, it goes to contest. That is win-lose. For me to win, you have to lose. It becomes more of a team thing here. The level 4, this is contest. This is disagreement. If I put contest here so that you remember. Level 4 is crusade. Here we become more of a ideological people. We talk about our groups. You people have always done that like this. The language becomes like that. Level 5 is world war. As the name suggests, it's a bad place. People cannot work together. You need to separate them in order to get benefit from that. So project manager identify at which level the conflict is: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If it's 1, let them work, let them resolve themselves. If it's level 5, he de-escalates it. He separates the team member, let them cool down, and then from level 4, he uses diplomacy. And when the conflict is level 3, he tries to show how to get win-win situation, and from level 2, he tries to get to the level 1. So these are different level of conflicts. Then 3 steps of any problem solving: you identify the problem, you see what are the multiple alternative or possibilities you can do, then you select one of the technique and implement it. If it's work, well and good. If it does not work, you don't use it. So what are the different conflict management techniques? The question comes, what are the different conflict management techniques? On x-axis, I'm gonna put concerns for others. Okay, here I'm gonna put concerns when we care for other, concerns for others. On y-axis, I'm gonna put concern for yourself. Or actually, I'm gonna know the next page it is. Last page. Concerns for yourself. Concerns for others and concerns for yourself. If you care for others, I'm gonna put it 2 by 2 matrix. If you care for others and you also care for yourself, you will work here to try to get win-win situation. If you care for yourself more and not for others, you go for here win-lose. Here you care for yourself more, others more, and here lose-lose situation. Here we have problem solving, collaboration, confronting. Here we have forcing, directing. Here we avoid the situation or we direct that. Loose win is accommodating and smoothing. And then we have compromising. Compromising is basically both parties moving ahead. So project manager identify the level of conflict and use the techniques according to your nature. Please understand this, it's not, no one technique is better than the other. Sometimes this is preferable. Of course, win-win situation is always preferable, but sometimes you need to avoid the conflict. Sometimes you need to use forcing or directing or avoiding or smoothing or compromising. You need to have all these arsenal about them. If you want me to make special video on just this topic, conflict management, put in the chat box and I will make a specific only on this. We can go more deep into that because I want to cover this now. Storming, now you are a coach, you listen to them, and when you handle the conflict in a better way, it leads to the next stage, which is norming. Norming, here we start understanding the habits of each team member, what they are doing, what they are not doing. It's a very interesting stage. If it is not handled properly, people will go back to storming, but if it will handle in the best possible way, will reach to the ideal stage, performing. Here we delegate. Here it was actually mentor. Okay, performing, we delegate the task, we sit behind, maybe become a laissez-faire person and let them do the task. Delegate. Forming, storming, norming, performing, and then at the end we go for adjourning. Adjourning is when team members are losing. So here again you need to coach or mentor, handle the conflicts to the people. Forming, you direct. Storming, you become a coach, use active listening. Norming, you understand the habits of the team members, team member understand habits of each other. Here you act like a mentor and like you get a little bit distance. You are not involved as you were involved in storming, but still involved to make sure you don't go back to storming. Then performing, here you delegate the task, and then finally adjourning. So this was PMP. So this was team topic in Pocket. I hope that you understand this topic. It's a very important topic about PMP. In the next I will talk about different type of assessment, virtual teams. So this will continue for the next series. I hope you like it. Put your comment which thing confuses you or which things was your aha moment. I always like to know what were your aha moment. Do put in the comment box. Do like the channel and subscribe it so that it can reach to more people. Each one, teach one is the goal. So please, every single one, share it with other people. This is very important. Do like it, subscribe it, and if you haven't taken that training, you can join our batch program or one-to-one mentor program. Thank you very much. Bye bye.